everyone. Welcome to the Reluctant Sisters podcast. I'm Adrienne. I'm the Reluctant Knitter. I am coming to you from Southern Connecticut, where I live with my husband and our Great Dane, Elizabeth Bennett, who you will hear walking around and you might see. Also, I'm doing laundry, so I don't know if you can hear my dryer, but whatever. I'm a real human and I do real things. Okay, so welcome to new viewers. I hope you like my podcast, and welcome back to returning viewers. Thanks so much for all of your support. Where you can find me. So I am on Instagram as The Reluctant Knitter. I am on Ravelry as Reluctant Knitter with no E in the knitter. And we have a podcast group, the Reluctant Sisters podcast group, where we have a lot of things. We don't have a lot of things. We have some stuff going on. So I will get into that. So first things first is we have the 500 subscriber giveaway. So I have picked a random winner from the last podcast where everybody commented down below that episode what their first knitting podcast or crafting podcast they watched. A lot of people couldn't remember, which is totally cool too. But I picked a winner. So the winner will receive this skein of yarn from Rock and String Creations. It is artisan dyed yarn and fiber in Carlisle, Kentucky. It is a DK weight, the Drifter DK base, 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. You get 246 yards for 100 grams. And it is in the caramel apple cider colorway, and it is self-striping. You will also get a notions pouch in fall colors. My dog is like trying to get underneath my desk. I podcast in my office. My desk is over there and she's being crazy. A fall notions pouch with fall leaves on it. It is snap enclosure. So that's that. My sister Sarah made it, and you will get a progress keeper. It is a little pumpkin progress keeper that I made. It has a lobster claw clasp. I don't know if you could see it. Okay, the winner is dun, 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 Rachel King. She said she started watching podcasts with Marley Bird. So thank you so much, Rachel, for subscribing, for commenting, for entering. And you can DM me on Instagram. I have no idea what she's doing on there. You can DM me on Instagram, or you can message me on Ravelry with your address so I can send you these things. Yay! Okay. We have another giveaway. This is I don't know what she's doing. Hold on. She's tearing up some filler paper. You know that you get in like Amazon boxes and stuff. She's like tearing it up. I don't really care. She's not going to eat it. She doesn't like eat stuff or chew things generally. I'm not a bad dog parent, so don't judge me that I just said I don't care that she's chewing it up. Okay, so I have a winner to announce from the FiberFest sweater KAL. This was an adult sweater KAL, or whatever, a long knitter crochet, and it was called FiberFest because if you were going to a fiber festival, you could enter your FO picture twice. Once your FO picture, and the second one, the FiberFest you attended wearing your sweater. So it was supposed to go to November 15th. Today is November 14th. I am so sorry. I did close the thread early because I podcast every other week and I didn't want to not close it and then wait 2 more weeks, like, cause I don't know. And then whatever, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. It's a day early, but I picked a winner. So I used random number generator and I picked, Siri picked post number 13. Seductivebarry. Her name is Maria in real life. And she knit the Tecumseh sweater. It's really nice. And she is also my sister Sarah's best good friend. So it's kind of hilarious that she won. But anyway. And I'm a little irritated because my sister literally just sent her a package and I could have put this in there. But anyway. What you win, Maria? Congratulations. You win a skein of sock yarn from Jillian Kittles, hand dyed in Rhode Island. This is their Rhinebeck exclusive colorway, RBK Rhine Be Crafty, in the fancy sock base, 100 grams, 437 yards. It is 85% superwash merino, 25% nylon. You also get a progress keeper from Jilly and Kittles. It was made for them by Trinkles. Congratulations, Maria. I don't need your real life address. My sister has it. Okay, so it's time for a new KAL, Mal, craft along, make along, whatever you want to do. I want to do another KAL. I'm not super great at like moderating comments. I'm not super active in Ravelry, but I'm really going to try to do this one right. Okay, so this is the cold weather KAL. I'm calling it a KAL because it sounds better with cold weather instead of cold weather Mal, but this is a make along. You can knit, crochet, weave, sew, whatever. I don't even care. Cold weather items, because yesterday was frigid, freezing cold. I was cranky because of it. No, I like winter. I prefer fall. I like winter. I wasn't ready. I was in no way prepared and no way ready for this cold weather. So I figured, hey, let's embrace it. Let's knit some cold weather stuff. And literally yesterday I was like, I need fingerless mitts. I need all of the stuff that I haven't knit yet that I really been wanting to knit. I have not yet finished or torn out or restarted or whatever my dog's sweater that I really want to do. And she was shivering in the cold yesterday when she had to go out to use the potty. So let's embrace it, guys. So things that are eligible is anything that you wear for cold weather, excluding socks. And the reason why I'm saying excluding socks is because everybody knits socks. Some people knit 150,000 socks. You wear socks all the time, really. It's not like cold weather exclusive. While you wouldn't wear socks, hand knit socks in the summertime, you know, there's plenty of sock KALs out there. Let this be not a sock KAL. But anything else, so hats, scarves, mittens, fingerless mitts, gloves, I'm including shawls, and the reason why is because many people use shawls as scarves. I know I do, so you can include shawls. The other thing is, this is very loosely moderated. So I'm not going to go in there and be like, oh, this is a sock. Oh, this is not technically a scarf. Oh, this is not technically a whatever. If you think that it's something that you wear exclusively in the cold weather, then go right ahead and enter it. The second thing is that I am not going to do a separate chatter and FO thread. It is all going to be together. So please use your judgment and be responsible, and don't not knit anything and only go in there and comment on people's stuff. This is supposed to be a make along. So make something, right? Also, you don't have to finish whatever it is that you're doing responsibly. Please don't like just cast on one row of something and then enter it and then never do it again to try to get a prize. All right, please, let's all be cool. Don't be all uncool. Just be cool. So yes, that's that. This is going until the first day of spring, March 19th, 2020. And whatever, I don't know, if you started knitting something 2 weeks ago to get ready for winter, go ahead, enter it. I don't care. Something that was started in this century would be nice. But if you started it a century ago and this is motivating you to finish it, that's cool too. You started it last year, you never finished it. You want to finish it now for this KAL? Cool, that's fine. This is just going to be a very chill make-along KAL. If you want to participate on social medias, you can use the hashtag #RSColdWeatherKAL. I'll put it down below, and I'll make sure to follow the hashtag when people start doing it. I don't have a prize yet. I have a prize. I'm sure I have a prize. I just haven't picked a prize out yet. So the more people that enter, the more prizes I'd love to give away. If you are a designer, maker, or dyer, and you would like to donate a prize, please feel free to contact me. That would be amazing. If nobody donates, I will give something away. Something's going on outside. Okay. That's that. I believe that's all the administration. What I'm wearing is a sweater. I think it's designed by Joji Locatelli. I didn't knit it. My sister Sarah did. I don't remember what it's called. I don't know what the yarn is. I tried looking on her project page. I couldn't find it. Sorry. Had too much positive ease for her comfort level. She gave it to me. I gave her a sweater that I finished that she doesn't like, that she's reclaiming the yarn for, along with the leftover yarns. I made the beetroot salad. It's a one size only. I was a new knitter at the time. I don't know if I would have liked it even if I was an old knitter. That's okay. You win some, you lose some, right? That's what I'm wearing. I'm obsessed with it. I did just wash it. It could use a good shave. That's all right. It's well loved. Let's move on. I don't have any FOs. That's cool. I'm not upset. I'm not holding myself to any standards because I hold myself to standards in every other area of my life, and I'm tired of feeling guilty about things that are arbitrary. Sorry, I'm a little crazy today. No FOs. I have some whips. I have some old whips that I have not worked on in a little while. I will list them and link them. Well, there's no links to them. So whatever, I'll list them down below, but I haven't made any progress on them. Those would be my vanilla slacks for my husband and my diamond Dotz llama. I haven't worked on it. That's okay. I have some old whips that I have worked on, and I have some new whips that you haven't seen before. I have one old whip that I've worked on. The first old whip that I'm working on still is the Very Easy Poncho by Cara Karina. This isn't really a pattern. I've said that before, but you might be new, so I'll say it again. This is more of just like a general recipes. You can knit it like any gauge. It just says knit it this long by this wide and either seam it together or Kitchener it together. That's what I'm doing. So I'm knitting it the lengthwise. I did a gauge swatch and cast on for 60 something stitches. I don't know. I think I put it in my project notes though, actually. I'm knitting this out of a this is Lion brand. It was Shawl and a Cake, but I had to buy more of this kind of, I'm not going to have a separate procurement section, but I will put down below what my procurements are because my procurements are in my whips. I initially bought it as a Shawl and a Cake. I bought 2 of them. This is Lion brand. Shawl and a Cake in the Mindful Mauve colorway. It is cotton and acrylic. I think it's labeled acrylic. Cotton and acrylic. And 3% other mystery fiber. This is a medium weight. It's a 4. I think it's like light worsted or something. Doesn't really matter. That's what it is. I was going to run out of yarn. So I bought, okay, so here's the deal, is you cannot get Shawl and a Cake at Joann's in store anymore in this colorway. You can get it on Joann's online, but it was going to cost me like $14 to get it because it was like $16 to get it because it's like $8 for the yarn and $8 shipping. So I'm an Amazon member, Amazon Prime, sorry, to the big box store. Joann's big box store too, so that's not that big of a deal. But anyway, I looked online and the Shawl and a Cake in Mindful Mauve is like $10, not Prime eligible. And the Shawl and a Ball in Mindful Mauve was like $7 and was eligible. So I went with the Shawl and a Ball. I did check the comments and everything, and it did say that it was like the same length, repeat exactly the same, it's just in a ball. So it's like different, nothing's different about it except how much you get. So in the Shawl and a Cake, you get, it's 5.3 ounces, 150 grams, and you get 481 yards. Shawl and a Ball is more. It is 150 grams, 480 yards. It's not more. Amazon lied to me. Whatever. It's just wound differently. Jeez, what's the big deal? So that's what I'm using. This is knit, stockinette, back and forth. So knit on one side, purl on the other. My little stitch marker is where I was when I last showed you. This is my little stitch marker for Galentine's Day. I got it in a little kit. It's a little waffle, reference to Parks and Rec. And I'm knitting this on my Melodies of Life Interchangeables, Knitter's Pride Melodies of Life Interchangeables, US size 4, which is 3.5 millimeter. This is not my favorite knit I've ever done in my life. That's okay. You're gonna have some favorites, you're gonna have some not so favorites. That's okay. My friend is completely and totally knit-worthy and deserving of this, so I will plug away until it's done. This is in my weathering sheet bag I got at Rhinebeck. I actually got it at Rhinebeck Yarn Bazaar. It has a fat hummingbird on it. I love it. and it's starting to get too big to fit in here. Only because there's like a pocket in the middle of it. I showed this on another podcast. So there's like a pocket, like, I don't know if you can see, like sewn in the middle of it. You can't see. I don't know what I'm trying to do here. I'm juggling. Doesn't matter. There's pockets sewn in the middle of it. So it's not really, like, I can't really fit it in there, down in there, like, that's it. Next is a new whip. My next two whips, my only next two whips are new whips you haven't seen before. The first one is the sock head slouch hat. Can't remember who designed it. I'm really sorry. I am knitting this out of Mondem yarn. It is Portuguese, 100% Portuguese wool fingering weight. This is in the color, is a number, color 205. So I'm still on the ribbing. You do like 4 inches of ribbing. You do whatever you want, but I'm going to do the to the pattern, 4 inches of ribbing. I'm knitting this on the recommended needle size 2.5, so 3.0 millimeter. My beginning of round marker is a little piece of octopus sushi. I got this from Bead Passion on Etsy. It was a whole bunch of them, I think 6 of them. There was like a salmon and an egg and a octopus and a squid, and my dirty fingers got the squid rice dirty, so I try not to use the squid one anymore. I'm sure I could probably clean it with alcohol or something. I think it's gonna be itchy. That's okay. I like it. I just really like the color, and I didn't want to do socks out of it because I wanted to see it. So, and I have another sock head slouch hat that I don't wear. Why would I wear this one? Whatever, I'm knitting it. That's what I picked, okay? Jeez. This is in my peacock bag, project bag that my sister Sarah made for me. She made one for herself and I loved it. And I said, could you please make me one? And she said, fine. The inside is just like a yellow swirly fabric, but it's one of my favorites. I just love the colors on it. It's so pretty. My next work in progress is a brand new craft for me. It's crochet. Also, disclaimer, as I'm talking about this, I know I'm going to say knit instead of crochet like 100,000 times. Really sorry. You know that it's crochet, so I apologize. This is living in my New Jersey Wool Walk bag. I did not go to the New Jersey Wool Walk. My mother and sister Amy did, and they generously bought me this bag. So that's pretty cool. It's got my Chelsea Yarns pin on it from Red Bank, New Jersey. They also have a podcast, Chelsea Pearls, and it also has a couple of other alcohol-related pins on it. I'm not a big drinker. I am crocheting, not knitting, crocheting the Fireside gingham blanket, Afghan, Fireside gingham Afghan by Knit Picks. It's not by Knit Picks. The designer is actually Donna Baranti. So this is what it looks like. The kit comes with enough yarn to make a pillow too. I don't think I'm going to make the pillow. I don't know. I guess I might. I really want to knit a hat that looks like this, like a winter hat. So I'm not really sure. I'll ask my husband if he feels like he wants a pillow on the couch. He'll probably say, I don't care. Why are you even asking me? So I might make a hat out of the rest of the leftover yarn. Okay, so this is my first time ever crocheting. This is an intermediate pattern. It's my first crochet ever. I guess it is like intermediate because it's like color work and stuff, but as far as like stitches go, you really just need to know like one stitch. It's a free pattern on Knit Picks, so feel free to get it, but it is just one, it's just one stitch you need to know. You just need to know how to do color work in crocheting, which by the way is so much easier than color work in, this is falling out, color work in knitting. Okay, so I really like it. I'm not advanced enough yet to do it without looking at it. So, that's why it's like, I haven't worked on it a ton because, you know, it doesn't matter. I don't have to explain to myself why I haven't knit on it a ton. It's for me. So it is like a twin-sized little Afghan. So it's going to be like a lap blanket for me for the couch. I don't sleep in a twin-sized bed. So I really love this. I'm like super obsessed with it. It's so cool. It's so cool. Sorry, I'm just really excited. I'm crocheting this with a F hook that I borrowed from my sister because I had no crocheting tools. This is crocheted out of Knit Picks Brava Sport. It is 100% acrylic. The colors are, there's 3 colors, and they are, oh brother, black, shocking, wine, and I think this is just called red. Now it's all twisted. That's pretty cool. The kit comes with all of the yarn you need for the blanket and pillow. And I'm really liking it. And I think that's all I need to say about that. So you do the whole body of it, and then I think that you go around and crochet a border in black. I think that's how you do it. That's all my whips. That's all my whips. Procurements, like I said, Line Brand Shawl and Ball, and the Knit Picks Fireside Blanket and Pillow Kit. When I'm watching knitting, guys, I have a new suggestion for you. This is she's not a new podcaster. She's been podcasting for like 2 years, I think. But she has less than 500 subscribers, so please go check her out. Someone recommended her to me. It is A Historian Knits with Vanessa. She is from Ohio. She is a professor. I don't know if she's a history professor, so this is how I roll. I am not a binge watcher of podcasts. I mean, I kind of am, but I don't, when I find a new podcast, I don't generally go all the way back to the beginning and watch the entire thing. So what I did was I watched the second newest episode and the newest episode, and then I went back and watched the first episode so that I could get kind of like a background vibe. So 2 years ago on her first episode, she said she had just finished her dissertation in history, so a history degree. I mean, if you're a professor, I'm assuming you have a doctorate, right? But at that point 2 years ago, she had said she didn't know what she wanted to do with it. The last 2 episodes, the last 2 recent episodes, she talked about teaching. So I guess she decided what she wanted to do. So it's pretty cool. I really like her. Like I said, she lives in Ohio. She talks about her husband runs marathons, which is super cool because I literally just went to New York City and I watched the New York City marathon. So I'm not a runner. So I don't know anything about marathons or anything. I did read that book. I think I talked about it a few episodes ago. Maybe I didn't. I listened to a book called What I Talk About When I Talk About Running, and it's about a marathon runner, and he runs marathons all over the world. So I actually do know a little bit about marathons now. But I mean, what's really to know? It's 26 points. See, I don't know. I guess I don't. It's 26 miles and a little bit, and that is crazy to me. So when I went to go watch the New York City Marathon, I didn't go to watch it. I went to volunteer. But anyway, that's not for this podcast. But anyway, I was at mile marker 21, so they only had 5 more miles to go, which is crazy. But it was really neat. So anyway, we're not talking about that. We're talking about Vanessa, who's a cool chick, who's a cool historian who knits. Check her podcast out. I will link it down below. And so, yeah, so the person who suggested this podcast to me suggested a bunch of other ones as well, which I have not watched yet because I want to try to spread them out. I don't want to be like, suggest podcasts, and then I give you like 15 podcasts in one episode, and then like the next couple of episodes I have nothing to offer you. So I kind of want to spread it out, but please continue to suggest. You can suggest down below on this video. I get notifications for YouTube, so you can suggest it on the episode where I talk about it too, which I think was like technically 2 episodes ago now. It doesn't really matter. So, but suggest it anywhere. And and I would love to check them out. So yeah, what I'm watching, not knitting. Oh, I was like, I don't know, I haven't watched anything. And then I'm like, oh yes, I have. And then 2 seconds later, I'm like, oh, but I haven't really watched anything. And I'm like, oh yes, I have. I'm watching Stranger Things. Is this the third season? I'm watching Stranger Things. I really, really like the first season. I like the second season. The third season is not really my favorite. So I started watching it with my husband, and I don't want to say very quickly, because I think we only had 3 or 4 episodes left. 4 episodes left. He was like, I just don't like it. I just don't like it. So here's the thing, is sometimes what he does is he says, oh, no, I'll watch it, and then is like never in the mood to finish watching it. But then he's like holding it hostage, and I can't watch it because we're watching it together. So thankfully he released me from watching it with him. He said, what I really want is you just to watch it and tell me about it. So I'm like, okay, will do. So then, because I'm not really loving it, I was like, I wasn't watching it either. So last night I watched 2 episodes. I have 2 left. I don't really love it. It's just not really up my alley. It's very more horror now than it was before. Before it was really sci-fi. Now it's like more horror, and I'm not a horror film fan. I like certain 90s bad horror movies like Scream and I Know What You Did Last Summer. I like them because I was a kid when I watched them, and they're nostalgic to me now, but I'm not a horror movie fan. I don't watch them. So it's really kind of scary, and it's lightly scary. I mean, it's not like, I don't know if I'd let my kid watch it, but I'm kind of like, some people might watch it and be like, it's not that scary. I don't know why you're being such a wimp about it, but I don't like it. It's also more, it's like, it feels a little disjointed to me. You might not think it's disjointed, but it feels a little disjointed to me. I'm not really a big fan of movies or shows that have like 2 simultaneous storylines. I just don't really love it. Maybe I'm just not smart enough to follow it. But you know how like, I'm getting a little off topic, but it kind of explains where I'm going. But anyway, you know how like with superhero movies, they're like 15 hours long because they're so jam-packed full of stuff. And so like the first part of the movie sometimes feels like a completely different movie than the second part of the movie. I'm not a huge fan of that. And then also like really lots of action. It kind of like, I don't know if my brain goes into overload, but it makes me sleepy. When, like, for example, Transformers, I think I have fallen asleep in every single Transformers movie I've ever seen, because the action scenes are like so long, and I'm just like, it like lulls me into sleep. That's really off topic, because Stranger Things isn't terribly action-y. It's not like a bunch of fighting and stuff. It is action, but whatever. You've seen it. I don't know why I'm telling you this. So it feels a little disjointed in the sense that there's one storyline where it's not really one storyline, but whatever the bad character, the bad presence from last season comes back, and then there's another storyline of like Russian spies, because they like, I hope I'm not giving it away, but opened the portal for this bad thing to come back. So it's like, but it is like 2 groups of people researching 2 separate things. One group's researching the Russian side, and the other group is researching this bad thing that came back side. So I don't love that. I also don't love how it's it's like zombie-like, very zombie-like. I'm not a fan of zombies. It's just not my thing. It's not my thing. Doesn't get me excited. So that kind of is like, I don't like it. And then it is like a little bit gory, like those of you who like zombie stuff knows what kind of gore I'm talking about. It's not, I mean, there are much more bloodier, but there's other ones that aren't as like bloody, but I don't know, it's just like icky. I don't like it. It's icky. I don't like it. And it's very dark. I'm finishing it because I only have 2 episodes left. So I'm finishing it, but it's not my favorite season. My husband also didn't like they're growing up now. They're much older than, well, 2 years older than they were 2 seasons ago. But there's like love interest now and like romantic storyline and this, but it's like very awkward and uncomfortable because they're teenagers. And my husband is like, I think it's because he has a high level of empathy, but he gets very uncomfortable watching other people be uncomfortable. Like, he cannot watch that Impractical Joker show because it makes him so uncomfortable. He can't watch The Office because it's way too uncomfortable. Like, he can't. He's like, my stomach hurts. I can't. I gotta get out of here. He's like so uncomfortable. So like to see these young teenagers like learning about like love and like being super awkward and weird, he's like, I can't. It's way too uncomfortable. I don't want to watch it. So that's the other thing he didn't like about it. So he's like, it's just not doing it for me. It's anti doing it for me. So I'm watching it on my own and filling him in, and I'm like, it's a good thing you stopped watching it, because you really, once it got to the zombie like part with the really like the icky part of it, he's just not into that. He's not into. The question was posed one time in a completely different forum, what's the difference between a violent movie and an action movie? And in my humble opinion, I think the difference between an action movie and a violent movie is the amount of gore. So my husband likes the action movies. He doesn't like violent movies. Not that I said it's not like a lot of gore or anything, but it's just like icky. I've talked way too long about this. Why do I talk so much more about like movies and books and stuff than I do? Like, I don't really analyze the knitting part of it. That's okay. That's fine. Whatever. You like it, that's cool. You don't like it, that's cool too. That's what it is. So that's what I'm watching non-knitting, Stranger Things. What I'm listening to, I just finished the Confronting O.J. Simpson podcast. I think I just finished it. And this is a podcast of Kim Goldman, who is Ron Goldman's sister. Ron Goldman was murdered along with Nicole Brown Simpson. So it was really good. I really liked it. She talked to like Marcia Clark and Chris Darden. She talked to a couple of the jurors. It was really good. And there was a really good episode about grief. She actually talked to, I don't know, was he a grief counselor or an author about grief? And I thought that was a really cool episode. He talked a lot about not necessarily like the right things to say and the wrong things to say to someone who's grieving, because I think everybody is so different. Something might be comforting to one person and not comforting to another person. But he talked a lot about like, there is no normal in grieving and how different people grieve. And I just thought it was really interesting. It was a really good episode. So I don't know what I'm going to listen to next. There is one on the Golden State Killer, but I don't know if that's going to be too creepy for me. I did read kind of part of a book about the Golden State Killer and I stopped reading it. So I haven't decided yet what I'm going to listen to next, or if I'm just going to pick another audiobook. I don't really know. If you have any suggestions about good podcasts, I do like true crime podcasts, but you know, whatever. I don't want to be like, but not too creepy and not too this and not too that. Entertainment is subjective. So if you have one that you really liked, let me know. I'll check it out, or an audiobook or something. Oh, you know what I do want to read actually? Give me suggestions, but there's this new book, Know My Name. And now I don't know her name. It's terrible. But it just came out. I have to buy the book, but it's about sexual assault on a college campus. Know My Name. I think there's other people who are reading it or listening to it. So I do have to download that, and I think I'm going to get started on that actually. So stay tuned. That's it, man. That's all I got for you today. Okay, so Rachel King, contact me with your address, however you want to do it. Like I said, you can DM me on Instagram, or you can contact me on Ravelry so I can send you your prize, 500 subscriber giveaway prize. And also, Maria, you don't have to, like I said, you don't have to contact me. I have your address. That's it. Cool. I hope you liked it. I will talk to you guys later.